Hello everyone, my name is Kristen Cross. I am a Georgia Middle School PE virtual specialist and a middle school physical education and health teacher. Today I will be sharing some middle school field day ideas. Over the next two presentations, I will be covering the following field day ideas: an Olympic or other theme style, which is a week long; a traditional field day in which you would have 1 day per grade level; and then a fun/field day, which is 1 day total. A traditional field day is typically one that you would have an entire grade level in activities throughout the day. And probably the easiest way to organize the teams is by homeroom teacher or lunch teacher. The organizers usually will calculate the number of students and will split and or combined classes as needed, because sometimes you have larger homerooms and smaller homerooms. All the events will be a team versus team competition, with points being awarded based on the game outcome, sportsmanship points, and also you can add a door or flag decoration contest. Students will be scheduled for events both in the morning and after lunch. A week-long flag door decoration contest will occur during that time as well, so that you can add it to the points when you're doing awards. The culminating activity can be a tug-of-war or any other type of activity that you would like. And then typically awards are handed out based on point accumulations. So this is a traditional field day that we have done in the past, and so some of the examples that I'm including are what we have done on our athletic fields. For 6th grade, we usually do capture the flag, and then for 7th and 8th grade, we add a football to that, so it's capture the football. We also have kickball. For 6th grade, for 7th grade, we do wiffle ball, and then for 8th grade, we do rag ball. We just like to differentiate so that every year it's not the same type of event. We kind of give them different activities each year. And then the third event is soccer. And then in our main gym, we typically will do what we call mat ball, which is like a Danish rounders, a kickball style of game. In our aux gym, we play nitro ball for 6th grade. For 7th grade, we incorporated shoot ball. They had been taught that by a local college group came over and taught our students that game, and so they loved it so much. So we decided to go ahead and put that in as an activity for field day. And then for 8th grade, we just do volleyball. Course ring, we have 9 square in the air. We added that for 8th grade because our 8th grade was so large. That is run by our course teacher. We actually had someone that donated it for the day, the setup for 9 square in the air. And then on the athletic field, at the end of the day, we typically do a tug of war. For assigning teams, students will be assigned teams many different ways. One way is for the homeroom teacher to go ahead and sign students up for each event. Another way is to have students choose their own using an online form. In the past, we have used a forms link, as you can see from the picture next to it, for students to fill out. It does, however, put a ton of work on the organizers, but again, it kind of takes it out of the hands of the homeroom teachers. And our students are one-to-one with computers, so it's certainly a lot easier for them to do that during the homeroom time. Hey, make sure that you've signed up for your activities type of idea. So that's how we've done it in the past. Okay, so here is a sample schedule that we have from when we did a traditional day with our times and the activities. So you can see we have the mat ball, capture the flag, rag ball, volleyball, and soccer. And then we have the different teams listed. So we split our groups, our homerooms, into 2 different teams. We have red and we have blue. We typically would sell t-shirts for a fundraiser, or we just have the students wear that particular color so we can tell the difference between the two when they come out to compete for their activities. At the bottom you can see, the assignments and how many students are in each of those groups. And then you can see the schedule of when the different groups compete in the activities. So, we have the Met Ball, and then they go from like the main gym to, they'll go to a different activity area. So we have 2 scheduled in the morning time, and then we have a good break for lunch to get the kids back in and get them cooled off a little bit and feed them. And then they come out for the last 3 activities, and then the tug of war. And then at the end of the day, they just kind of go back to homeroom, and we used to announce it, either video announcements or just over the intercom for the awards, and hand them out to the teachers. This is how we awarded points on our traditional field days. We gave points to the homerooms based on the following: obviously winning the activity, so the winning team for each event would get 10 points. We added sportsmanship points, so every time a student or a class displays good sportsmanship and character, we give them a point for that, with a maximum of 5 per event. So even if the students are not winning the particular game, they can also earn up to 5 points for their sportsmanship. And we stress that any sort of poor sportsmanship can lead to a deduction of points if there are displays of cheating or taunting or bad language. The third area is the door decoration. All doors will be judged by administration and the connection teachers, and they're going to be judged for creativity, originality, and effort. And each door will get a score of 1 to 10 based on the desired criteria. And then again, at the end of the day, there will be a first, second, and third place awards based on the total number of points from all 3 of the areas discussed above. Our last activity for the day was a tug of war, and we would have the students, about 15 of them from each homeroom, come for the tug of war competition, and then the rest of the students would be there to help cheer their teammates on. We would have the teams alternate with boy-girl on the rope, and then we would do a class versus class, and then we would move on, obviously, to round 2 and then try to determine a winner. A fun/field day is the type of field day in which it takes the entire school to help run. Definitely all hands on deck for sure during that day. What's nice about it is a one and done type of day. We typically have this the day before our fall break, as the kids are already a little off and they're already ready for that vacation. So it's just a great way to send them off for our fall break. We include fun grade level rotations that are the classroom teacher driven. And we also include a performing arts presentation during that day. It is really a non-competitive day for the students and just allows them to participate in any of the activities and to just have fun with their friends. Our teachers and administration really do enjoy the day more, since it only typically interrupts just one day of instruction. The students really seem to love it too. Lastly, we had the opportunity to add a Kona ice truck to our parking lot activities, and we were allowed to use the money that we raised from this fundraiser for our department. So a win-win for the PE department. So this is what the schedule looks like overall. The 3 different grade levels having different activities at different times. We did the field day piece during their connections time. So we typically have our 7th graders first thing in the morning. So it was the same time period that they would have connections. And so as you can see from 7th grade, they would come out and do the fun and field day activities. And then after which they would come back inside, they would do a homeroom activity and have lunch. And so they would be eating in their classrooms. And then after lunch, they were doing a rotation activity for the grade levels. Again, this is something that the teachers would come up with and design and rotate their students through. For 7th grade, they were able to do a movie in their homeroom at the end of the day. And then the end of the day, we dismissed everybody from homeroom. So we just kind of let everyone go back to homeroom and be dismissed from there. You can see also that the 6th grade as well as the 8th grade received a performing arts block of time. Our 7th grade had a different performing arts time, so we only had 6th and 8th going to performing arts on that day. This is a sample schedule for the rotation activities for the grade levels. You can see that they had their first rotation and then a restroom break and then their second rotation. Classroom teachers and grade level chairs decide on the activities for the students to participate in. Some examples include board games such as chess and checkers, Monopoly, card games, large group computer-based games. So we have like a Book-It or quizzes or anything like that. Some of them did science experiments. We also had the opportunity for arts and crafts, puzzles, etc. It's kind of the sky's the limit, whatever the classroom teachers decide. So this was our schedule for the fun field day. Each class is assigned to a group based on the number of students in each homeroom. Typically, we would have at least 3 classes travel together during their field day. The groups rotate through the 3 different areas for the field and fun day activities. So we had colored wristbands that we gave each group, and that just kind of helped them travel together and to know where they were supposed to be, just so we could kind of track down the kids if necessary. So our field events, the teams were already set up before they came down, so that was very, very helpful. You had soccer. We had 2 fields of soccer set up. We had flag football, probably for our 8th grade mainly, and then we did ultimate football for our 6th and 7th grade groups, and that we had 2 fields set up. And then we did wiffle ball, and we did 2 fields for that as well. The indoor activities included volleyball, so we had 2 large teams on each side of the net, so we had 2 nets set up for volleyball. We did basketball, and we had the students basically just come in and choose what type of games they wanted to play at the hoop. And so we had 6 hoops available, so when they came in, they kind of had an idea what they wanted to do. We gave them the options, obviously, of a 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 at the basket. They could do knockout, they could do around the world, different types of basketball games, whatever they wanted to do. And then the last activity was a 9 square in the air. That was held in our chorus room. The parking lot activities, we had 4 square, so we went out and painted 3 or 4 courts in the parking lot. Also set up 2 to 3 games of cornhole. We were able to purchase a giant Jenga. We did group jump rope, giant Connect 4, those type of activities outside. And then last but not least, we did have opportunities for the students to buy a treat or a snack. So again, we use Kona Ice. You could have anything out there if your admin would approve it for you. The students really loved the Kona Ice, especially for us because it was September and it was still very warm. So here's the sample schedule off to your right. 3 different colors, and it just kind of gave you a breakdown of the different sessions and where they were going. Again, this made it a little bit easier for us. Students were being dismissed early, etc., etc. So they rotated through that for the 100 minutes that they had. They rotated through the 3 activities, and then they were done. So that was our fun field day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do appreciate it. I hope you found this information helpful and applicable to your classroom. I have provided my contact information if you have any questions.